My back is just...
Here we go. From doing what? Well, I want to know why your back hurts.
Wow, my back hurts?
Yeah.
Well, it always hurts, but I was like squatting and I felt it right away. Like I went down like,
Oh my God.
nope. And I just fell back up.
Did you leave?
When
that happens, I leave the second I feel that pain.
I just switched. I'm like, I'm going to just do shoulders now. Switch it up.
That's probably worse though. You're putting a lot more strain on your back.
I know. I can't fucking move. My body's just breaking. I'm broken.
I'm 29. Turning 29, and I'm getting to the point where the next like disc or like a sharp back pain might be the last one.
I took like a too hard of a left turn, and I was like, I can't move. I'm not getting out of my car.
I bend down wrong or turn my neck wrong. I'm out for a week.
Just getting fucking old.
Breaking down. 29 is a new...
The new 50.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
29 is the new 50.
I feel like you're 60.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Nerd Soup Podcast. I am Beau Oliver, joined here today with Aaron, the Nerd Soup Monkey, and Teddy. Not a lot of stories to talk about, but one major movie to talk about, and that would be The Suicide Squad.
It's a big one.
Listen to this podcast, of course, on YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, all the places for podcasts. Google Podcasts, can't forget that one. And follow us on social media at Nerd Soup, Beau Soup, Nerd Soup Monkey, Teddy Nerd Soup. How's everybody doing today? Besides all the back issues.
Well, I'm physically broken. I'm mentally broken. Other than that, I've never been better.
What about spiritually?
Spiritually, emotionally, anything that can be broken.
Yeah.
But
traffic is mentally breaking me down.
Oh my
Slowly,
God.
mentally breaking me down.
Dude, I can't. I'm just old now.
My ankles,
I can't fucking drive.
You know, my ankles, like, I got a crack in my ankle hitting the brake nonstop.
Yeah.
I'm getting the cramps in my shins. It's getting bad.
I hate driving.
I cannot. I don't have the patience anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I literally just can't stand driving.
You get cut off.
That's why I
every
walk
2 seconds
everywhere
in
now.
traffic, and they cut you off just to brake check you, and it's driving me insane.
When people do the little cut around, like where there's traffic, and they try to go around using the turning lane, the exit lane, and then try to come back in, I don't fucking let them in anymore.
This Jeep,
I battle people, and
too.
It literally doesn't like do anything. It's not going to make my time any faster. It just pisses me off.
More chance for an accident. This guy hopped the median with a Jeep, almost hit me, and then proceeded to take the shoulder lane where the cops go, like if there's an accident, and took that for like a mile, and then just cut into traffic.
And you're a road raging type of person.
Yeah, I'm calming down with that. You know,
Yeah.
Everything.
Nobody's getting too worked up.
Everything else in life, I'm pretty calm. Like I won't like not too heated, not too high, not too low. When I'm in the car in traffic, I am the fucking. You would think I'm a psychopath.
And with sports.
Yeah.
The way you react, it's so uncharacteristic.
Sports and traffic, really.
Back.
The only thing that gives me any type of emotion.
What do you like, Dennis in traffic?
It's bad.
From the suburbs?
I would. Yeah.
You pig! You fat pig!
I don't get personal with it. But yeah, I get the gist.
We also have a packed schedule this week. Ant-Man Revisited dropping on Thursday.
Fuck yeah.
And a new episode of Level Up Gaming dropping on Wednesday.
You got the recording then?
Yeah, we did.
Nice.
I'm on that episode.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did the bribe have to happen? Or
talking
did they...
about what happened?
Did the bride have to happen?
The bribe?
What did I say? Bride?
Yeah.
Did the bribe have to happen?
Yes, I married Manny.
Oh, wow.
It is now legal in New York.
That's yeah, I was gonna say that's incest.
Well, we're like second
First cousins?
maybe
All right.
teetering on third. I don't know the specifics, but yeah, no, he's coming by tonight to pick up the weed. That was one of the fan questions. How much did you have to bribe them? Only Manny.
Is it even worth it?
He's a good kid. You know what? No, not his best performance. You would think that for the weed.
Well, you should dock some weed off that for his performance.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep this, and we'll see how you do next time. And
you should get fucking regs.
Yeah, give him some Reggie Bush. We also are still doing our giveaway, so Beau Levi stickers. Go and follow us on Twitter and Instagram. It's also the best places to ask us questions if you want to be immortalized on the Nerd Soup Podcast. Get your jersey retired.
How do you pick? Are you just gonna like scroll?
Yeah, I just scroll, really. No, I'm going to send out a tweet, and I'll send out a post on the story.
Okay.
I'll respond to the story, because I don't want to send a Beau Levi sticker to somebody who doesn't like anime.
Yeah, exactly.
Like our podcast.
Right. Do like
send out a tweet.
Trivia question or something.
Yeah. Or just like this tweet, so then I can scroll through people who actually want this sticker. You know?
That's true.
So you guys don't like it.
I can just steal one.
Well, no, you're
About to make a burner and like it. Try and get this sticker.
Get all our merch. Yeah. It's going to be worth something someday. You guys want to just hop into the Suicide Squad review?
Yes.
Look at that. Suicide Squad out on HBO Max and in theaters. The long-awaited reboot / kind of a sequel to the original 2016 Suicide Squad. Interesting story of how this movie was made. James Gunn, we all know, was famously canceled for some old tweets, and he got canceled into a better job and then ended up getting his old job back. So that was just fate for this man.
And made this 10 times better than the first one.
Yes, he did. Yeah, just starting off the review, it's kind of everything I wanted with the original Suicide Squad. A movie about black ops superheroes in a very grounded and dangerous situation, but still honoring the roots of being something that comes from the comics.
Yeah, seeing like the first trailer from the Air movie, like that's kind of what I wanted, like the darker type movie that we never got, and we got basically what we did get. And you could see all the manipulation from the studio with the different trailers and color schemes as the film got closer to releasing. This seems like what the studio wanted that movie to be, but it was just done much better.
Right, yeah.
Because, I mean, right off the bat, starting off with some Johnny Cash, it's like, all right, yeah, this is like James Gunn. You get the vibe right away. And I think just consistently throughout the movie, it was just always, I think some of the comedy missed, but it did land most of the time. There was always an investment, there was never really too much of a lull. And then obviously the characters, some of them returning, some new, but I guess what they tried to portray in the first one was actually portrayed in this one. Because the other one, I didn't really think they were a team or they became a family, or I really got their motivations or even can invest myself into them. And this one I did 100%.
Yeah, it's always hard to develop a team of characters in 2 hours. Suicide Squad, the 2016 version, failed at that miserably. I always go back to that scene of all of them talking in the bar as kind of the worst case of trying to develop your characters through just dialogue. But it works in the scene between Bloodsport and Ratcatcher 2, when they're on the bus and she's giving him his backstory. It is quick development, but it works. It hits home. You feel like these characters would form some sort of quick relationship when they're in these dire circumstances.
She would be a fucking problem in New York City.
Oh my God.
Yeah, she'd be Kingpin, basically. Just rule the city.
She'd be God.
Right.
Those rats, you know how big they are too?
Yeah, they're giant.
Got fucking dogs running out.
at least
are
a foot long.
different.
I don't think I don't think it would work.
Why?
Fuck you, I ain't following your orders.
You think that they've grown beyond that?
Yeah,
The New York City rats?
Yep.
They're too intelligent.
Yeah.
They only listen to Taika. Did you notice that was Taika?
What?
Ratcatcher's father?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Taika Waititi.
Oh my God. Is that what I saw a tweet with James Gunn, or someone tweeted out that there was like a cameo that was like inconspicuous, that no one really knew who it was.
Oh, that one was
that Tiger?
Palm Clementif.
Oh, okay.
Mantis. Yeah, she's one of the strippers at the
Oh.
bar. Yeah, no one caught that one.
Do you guys think that, I think these kind of movies is where DC can get the notch on Marvel, because Marvel would never go this dark in a movie, and this movie was so entertaining. I had so much fun watching this movie. Not even just for the graphic part of it. It was funny. I think the comedy hit maybe 80-20. There wasn't many dulls.
You know
with the
what?
comedy.
The juvenile jokes are the ones that didn't land for me, but there's a lot of great subtle humor. I thought Idris Elba's performance as Bloodsport, the way that he was reacting to all the different characters and personalities, I got so many laughs out of him. John Cena was perfectly casted as the Peacemaker. He's so good in those action campy roles.
I'm actually excited for that series because I think this was the best he ever been. Like we talked about his performance in Blockers, how he can be comedic, but when he is more serious, it doesn't really hit that well. He had a perfect blend here, and he was really, really fit perfectly in this role.
You were able to see past John Cena, and
Yes.
you actually saw his character, because like you just said, anytime I see John Cena, I just see John Cena with a wrestler, always trying to be funny, the punchline. But this one, at the end of the movie, his emotional and dramatic scenes where they hit with Rick Flag. Or is it Rich or Rick?
Ric Flair.
Rick Flag.
It's Rick Flag.
Rick James.
With Rick Flag. And then with
Colonel.
Colonel Rick Flag.
Yeah, address him by his title. Jeez.
I'm sorry. That was upsetting death.
It was an upsetting
Shocking.
death.
I guess they kind of set the standard that anyone could die at any time.
He said it. Don't get too attached.
But the characters that died were insignificant.
Yeah, but for what you get in the beginning, the whole main cast died.
But I kind of got that going into it. I kind
knew it
of
was gonna happen,
figured that
yeah.
was going to happen because there were just
But
so
for
many.
it to happen so early in the movie was funny.
Yeah.
And that she just sent them as a distraction, basically.
Yeah.
And she put Harley on that team. Just tried to kill Harley.
But Flag, you would think he is like kind of a staple of the Suicide Squad going forward.
But here's the thing:
and-
did you guys enjoy Flag in the first one?
No,
Because I'm
no,
having
he's
a hard
terrible.
time deciding whether James Gunn made me like this character, or is it just
James
seeing him
Gunn.
again?
No, it's
Seeing
James
him
Gunn.
again,
James
yeah.
Gunn not only made him better, he made him better looking.
Yeah.
He's kind of hotter in this movie. In the first one, he looks like a douche.
But even Harley Quinn had a
the
different
getup.
like glow in the movie too. Like she seemed like she was a lot better. Like she was like enjoying the role this time.
Well, I came
You know
out
what I
of
mean?
this feeling like I did with the first Guardians, where every moment I had a different favorite character. I loved Rocket. Well, I also loved Drax. It was the same in this movie. And obviously, he applied the formula that he used in Guardians, taking characters that people weren't very familiar with.
They really are synonymous. You can just plug each movie in. It's
Yeah,
the same.
yeah. King Shark, Groot,
Yeah.
stand-in. He did it's just such a great job of developing these characters in the 2 hours, where all of them shined.
But King
Even,
Shark,
the Thinker, Peter Capaldi, Doctor Who, playing the scientist that was experimenting on Starro. He shined in his scenes. When Starro's like, this man's been experimenting on me for 30 years, and they pan to him, and he's like, just shrugs. Sorry. All the characters were incredible.
Listen, we had at least like 9 main characters, not main characters, but 9 characters that he wanted to focus on, and he just knew how long to spend on each character. There wasn't too much time spent on one character. There wasn't one character that was too overdeveloped that didn't have to be overdeveloped.
Right. He's very good at that. A character like
Even
Polka Dot
Deadshot.
Man, all the stuff with his mom, all the insecurities that he was dealing with, the practical effects when he throws up like Uraraka off to the side, and everyone doesn't kind of trust him because he looks different, and he was incredible. Harley Quinn, knowing that Harley Quinn is the most popular character in this bunch, almost gives her own side quest. That whole sequence when the president is trying to seduce her because
that was so
she
fucking
represents
funny, dude.
anti-American fervor. And then she just caps him. It was a surprise. It was insane, Harley Quinn, but her actions were justified because of what she's been through, not only in the comic books, but in the recent movies, being with abusive men and recognizing the red flags for her to just cap this man.
This country really went through like 4 presidents in an hour.
That was a great bit as well. Looks like I'm the president. Freedom fighters storm in. We're taking this building. Yeah, the commentary wasn't, it was very on the nose. America being involved in the dealings of a third world country, experimenting on this super weapon, and then trying to cover up the evidence. Amanda Waller was much better in this version.
Oh yeah, it's like, oh, you have Viola Davis and give her things to do.
Right, yeah, make her pissed off.
Give her some like.
Have her say something
I think the best like
meaningful.
dramatic scene was her and Bloodshot in the beginning of the movie. Not Bloodshot.
Deadshot.
No,
I think it's Bloodsport.
Bloodsport.
Well, oh wow.
Deathstroke.
They basically have 2 characters from the same in 2 different movies who do the same thing.
Even in this movie.
Yeah, they have 2 characters that do
That
the
was a
same
great
thing.
joke.
It was.
It's like, he does everything I do, but better.
But yeah, it's like, oh, give these 2 great actors a scene where they can really show how good they are. Wow.
Right. James Gunn just knows how to make movies.
Mm-hmm.
He's the guy that you get when you're making a movie like this. He knows all the right beats to hit, the emotional beats, and his eye for graphic violence is awesome. You have so
Right.
much fun watching it. The action, even though a lot of it is senseless and doesn't really lead to anything. The opening sequence was hilarious. When Idris Elba and Peacemaker are competing to see who can get the most kills in the camp. When he
Was
does that
stylish. Yeah. Oh my god, dude, I was cracking up. It's little subtle shit like that. That's
Yes.
just hilarious.
when he pretends to throw the cum at him and Bloodsport like looks at his body like, oh, why did you do that? So many great little subtle jokes.
I thought the funniest thing, the loudest laugh I got when he's like, yeah, no one likes to show off. He's like, yeah, but only one of the things you're showing off is dope as fuck.
And then Idris Elba looks at the side and he's like, fuck, he's right. Such a great dynamic between those two. Even when he's falling, when the CGI doesn't look that great, when he keeps falling on the building, and then they have the 1v1 and he's got the smaller bullets. Fantastic.
All the action set pieces were like, just the choreography was phenomenal. That whole scene with Harley Quinn was fantastic to watch. Very
Amazing.
smooth.
And you see how insane this character is. The way she's being tortured and she's just singing and she pretends to be knocked out. And what a way to die,
She's
right?
bad.
I wish I was that dude.
Yeah, and I don't know who taught her how to fight. That's the funniest thing with Harley
Right?
Quinn. She's just a street gangster who also knows karate. But hey, her obsession
take
with
it.
the javelin to
Yeah, I'll
me was
take it.
one of the best running jokes of the movie.
Did you guys feel a lull towards the end of the third act? But then, for me, I felt the lull, and then as it started ending, I was like, it's starting to pick up again, and I was enjoying it, and I didn't want it to end. Like that whole end fight scene with what was it, Starro?
The title.
It lowered off for a little bit.
The title cards kept killing me.
Yeah, me too.
The chapters, but Suicide Squad versus Starro the Conqueror was hilarious to me. He had a sad death.
You feel bad for him, man. He
like,
said it. He was happy just floating around in space, and we boogied him.
I think it gets better as it goes along. So by the third act, I was having so much fun with what everybody was doing. King Shark befriending the little piranha things.
I think King Shark and Polka Dot was the standouts for me.
Okay.
Yeah,
I love
It's hard
Polka
to
Dot,
choose,
bro.
but man,
I love
yeah,
Polka Dot.
Well, I knew King Shark was gonna be the star since the first trailer, or not even the first trailer. Like the
He low-key
introduction.
was. I mean, as good as Idris Elba was and John Cena, King Shark was like the perfect fit-in for like any kind of scene. You just like felt him. Like he wasn't just the punchline.
Well, they
A lot
all
of the
played their
times.
roles so well. The roles that he gave the characters, all the actors are having a great time in this movie. But even Ratcatcher being the heart of the story, Harley Quinn being kind of the heart of the team, all of Idris Elba being the leader, being forced in this position and taking on the roles of fatherly figure, all of them just work so well. And to get that chemistry, once again, I'll make this point, in 2 hours, that's the magic of movies. That's the difference between a show that you have time to develop your narrative and you also have time to develop your characters. In a movie, it has to be done quickly.
Quickly and effective.
Right, yeah. That's what James Gunn has done time and time again with movies like this.
There really is no time for error when you're trying to build a team. Like not a team, but build like the chemistry and the charisma between your characters in a movie. Like you said, there is only 2 hours. It's not 9 episodes.
You know,
It's
it was a
3
funny
seasons.
ass bit, man. Milton.
Oh
When
my
Milton
god,
dies.
dude.
When she calls him Idris Elba Milton at the end, I fucking laughed.
Idris, I was like, why was he still with us?
But
I thought he was
Yo.
with the van.
so a character like that, like you think nothing of it.
Yes.
And
right.
then when he
you're
dies,
sad.
when he dies, you think nothing of it too. It's like, oh, he just died too. But then they have that back and forth about him, and like, oh shit, Milton died.
Polka Dot Man really
Yeah.
felt something for him.
He still had the empanadas too.
Polka Dot's powers is no joke either.
Dude, you know it was a great visual joke too when they're first running up on the camp and they pan to King Shark tiptoeing. In a normal movie, it would just King Shark comes out of the frame and eats him, but they had to pan to this man tiptoeing. It's so ridiculous.
You felt bad for him a lot of times. I kept leaving him because he
When
couldn't
he's
like
in the
hang with
van,
yeah.
all depressed, he sees the family.
When they're doing like the explosives and they had to keep leaving him, he's walking up.
He was Groot, man.
Yeah,
he was Groot, and
100%.
it's not easy to do the same thing. It could be like, oh, we've seen this already. This
Right.
isn't funny to us, but it was funny. And he's such a ridiculous character from in the comics. He's a badass.
Yeah, I did some research on King Shark, and he's no joke. Apparently, he's stronger than Aquaman.
Right. Yeah. And he's also got more of he's a dick. You know, he's a true supervillain.
Yeah, I watched some clips from Harley Quinn. He appears a lot in Harley Quinn, the animated show.
Yeah.
And he's pretty ruthless in that.
Yeah. So to make him the kind of helpless idiot
Yeah.
of the team.
But
And
still
the
vicious.
relationship between King Anawe and Ratcatcher too was very wholesome and effective.
Yeah, she was a standout too. Like I didn't like expect much from that character going into the movie because you really didn't know who. Because obviously we got the sense with the huge cast, like, and what he said that people are going to die. So you really didn't know who was going to be like on the main team, especially when you got like pretty big name actors to play some of the people who got capped right away.
Yeah.
But she was definitely a surprise. I thought she was probably one of the better, probably the best like newer characters that we got introduced to, because we did get a lot of insight on her upbringing and kind of her view on her upbringing. Like when they went into either Polka Dot Man or Idris Elba's like backstory, was very sad. Hers, she actually has fond memories of her father who tried to do everything to protect her and make sure that she was all right despite all of his flaws with his addiction and things of that nature. And I kind of thought it was really nice because the way she like talked about the rat, like how that her dad, like the one animal that everyone looks down upon.
Right.
But using it as and being one with them, I thought that was a nice touch to this movie.
He was a little cutie, the rat.
The rat.
Yeah, he was Sebastian.
Gave him the leaf.
He's the man.
She did Ant-Man better than Ant-Man.
Seriously.
I fucking hate that part of Ant-Man. Control the ants, stupid. Control the rats?
Yeah. The
I
device
guess
was weird.
I guess when you say it like that, yeah.
There was great tension. The movie felt very grounded. This scenario
Did this?
Like they were in actual danger. In this first Suicide Squad, you don't even know what's going on.
Yeah.
But then being in this third world country where the army is looking for them, they're in these beat up bars and these old vans. They're driving around. They're kind of making it up as they go. This is what I wanted from the original superhero Black Ops story.
Yeah, and it was
all
campy.
those elements were just so good.
It had the campiness when it needed to be, and it earned the R rating when it had to.
Right.
It was entertaining, violent at times, but also like
Wasn't too violent.
it wasn't violence for the sake of being violent.
Yeah, exactly. We're shock value.
Yeah, it was.
The kills weren't even like. Yeah, I guess they like. The kills weren't shock
The
value.
most disturbing thing was the Starro lab.
Yes,
my
when
God,
you see the
dude.
body, the half body.
Remind me of Overlord.
When the
Right,
when
yeah,
the
yeah.
starfish came off the guy's face and you saw what their face looked like. Eesh. Upsetting knowing that whole town's dead.
Starro
Though.
was hilarious. The way that man was just cartwheeling through the town, moving like a starfish. It was so goofy looking. Great reference to giant monsters and superhero stories.
Well, it was the first villain, right, of the Justice League?
Yeah. Giant fucking monster.
Who was your most upsetting death?
Polka Dot Man.
was sad.
Yeah.
That was... It's like, I'm a hero.
Superhero. Well, David,
Yeah, keep your eyes
Desmolchin,
on.
he's just appearing in everything. Obviously, he's in all the Denis Villeneuve movies. He's so good at playing these weird characters. He's got that look to him. He's got that whole vibe to him. You know, even in The Dark Knight, when he plays the paranoid schizophrenic named Fritz. But yeah, no, he was very endearing in that role, and everything with his mom was hilarious.
Oh my god!
When she was
everywhere he
Kim
looks.
Shark,
Yeah.
when she was Starro and shoots her in the leg. But that was a sad death. Rick Flag, you touched on it, the kind of the regret that Peacemaker feels killing someone that he probably views as a hero and a legend, somebody that he looks up to, and questioning, what his own ideals, and then kind of doubles down on it when he has to get the tape from Ratcatcher.
Mm-hmm. And then he shot Idris, or he shot Bloodsport.
And and it felt like a comic at times. It really did. When he stabs him in the heart, and then they give us the CGI heart. It's such a comic panel.
A lot of the camera work, though. A lot of the camera work was nice too.
I like the fight through the reflection on the helmet.
Right, yeah, the way it starts.
Yeah.
Rick Flag, he held his own for a bit there.
Like the scene when Starro grabbed King Shark and threw him into the building. Like that camera work panning on him going into the building.
Yeah,
did a great job composing this.
Tarantino spaghetti western-esque.
I was saying the exact same thing. It's very Tarantino-y.
Yes.
Like, with death-wise, at least.
And it felt like an episode of The Boys. Just an extended episode of The Boys. They captured those vibes beautifully.
You did a great job, man.
Especially Peacemaker. Peacemaker is a character straight out of The Boys.
Yeah, I think the Peacemaker character probably, that's like his dynamic and the way that all... His dynamic with the rest of the crew and the way that all concluded, I thought was very well done.
Right.
Because, they
don't really push him as the villain. You can tell he's going to be more antagonistic. I mean, his line's about freedom. He's like, I cherish peace. I don't care how many
women, children
I have to kill to get it.
Dude, you know, it was a funny line in the movie when they go through the whole camp and they find Colonel Rick Flag, and they're like, these people saved me, and she's like, my team should have alerted me that you were here. And
they're like, no, we didn't see any people. No people. King Shark coughing up the finger. Ridiculous, dude. The kills, the competing kills when Elba shoots the electric fan and he just dies in the tub.
And he says, it wasn't lethal. The exploding bullets.
They were great, man. They were really good. And a lot of times we talked about how good the chemistry was, but they felt like a team that didn't have any chemistry. Just a ragtag, whoever we have in
getting
the prison.
by as they go.
Right, Amanda Waller is just trying to get the job done. Also positioning Rooker as the main character. I wonder, with us...
Bro, for real.
I did wonder if Rooker would have a bigger role, because he obviously has a relationship with James Gunn. He's appeared in so many of his movies. But I wonder if more casual fans who didn't know much about it going in thought, this is going to be the main guy, and then they just killed him off in the beginning. But, why not just bring him back in instead of exploding his head? Obviously, he's not going to... the mission's a failure.
Waller needs
to set a standard.
No, Waller needs to let her hair down. Like, she's got to relax.
Well, somebody just bit her with a pole, right?
She had to be fired, right? I mean,
she's executed.
Yeah, Waller's not taking that, right?
I mean, she's like, how many war crimes are you going to try this woman with? She is Henry Kissinger on steroids. She's fucking ruthless. It was a nice touch to give her a young team of interns. It felt like that were just kind of scared of her, questioning every move she made.
So you're not going to really kill his daughter, are you?
You don't know what I would do.
You don't know what I would do. Yeah, even Weasel.
I was so happy when he woke up. So happy. I want to see him in action, man. Yeah, I want to see him in action.
Like, is that a dog? Like, yo, is that a dog? So he knows a werewolf.
I would have liked Pete Davidson a little longer, though. I'm kind of pissed they killed him off.
Well, even like...
We got the right amount of Pete Davidson.
Yes, no, I think we could have used more. I love Pete Davidson.
He was funny in the role. Even Boomerang was funny in the time.
I was a little surprised, too.
Yeah. So you have some continuity there when... Hey, Harley, back in prison.
Not to mention Bloodsport and his daughter. You felt more of a connection with those two than in the first one.
I didn't know like what the vibe, because I watched it at home in the theater. Was that like a serious vibe or like a funny vibe? Because I thought
their conversation. Everyone was dying
laughing when they were yelling at each other.
It's like a TV watch. You stole a fucking TV watch.
When they were like legit screaming at each other, like going deep in, I thought it was so fucking funny. Really but it also could be like, oh, this is like some real shit right here.
No, that's a real father-daughter relationship, you know? She's trying to get his attention, stealing something. He's trying to help her steal better. He was great. He is the glue. Like I said, everybody plays their roles, and it hits so much harder in this than with Will. You feel like that was a Will Smith thing in the original Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
I'm a bad guy, but you have to give me a soft side. I do it for my daughter. Idris Elba's not... He is doing it for his daughter, but because he's backed into a corner by Waller. Even when she threatens his kid with prison, he's like, fine, she can use a couple of years in juvie.
Yeah, but like there was no soft side to that relationship, but you still felt it better.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
It's such a good point. Right. You could see that the love was clearly there.
Yeah.
The moment that she has at the end, seeing her dad on television, being proud of her dad, and him being able to successfully save his daughter from the similar fate that he has had to face.
I feel like, though, a couple of times, like a Rooker in the beginning and then at the end, it's like, you're going to get your head exploded. It's like, what are you doing?
Well, like they were
when he was swimming away?
Yeah. And even them at the end, it's like, keep moving, we're going to blow your head up. It's like if that intern didn't clap her over the head, they would have just been dead. Saved nobody, but now you're dead.
So, I got to say, I probably would have left the starfish alone. And I would have left.
Well,
Ratcatcher
could have just.
What are you thinking? Amanda Waller is going to have like her heart's going to grow 6 sizes, like the fucking Grinch.
There had to be
like, oh, let him go.
There had to be something America has that can take out
Superman.
Yeah, that's where you bring in Superman.
Yeah, just let him deal with it.
I wonder if that man's still in the ICU.
That's true.
All right, guys, that does it for our review of The Suicide Squad. I think it's a movie that we all liked and enjoyed. Like we mentioned in the beginning of the podcast, we have a lot of videos dropping this week. Episode 3 of Level Up Gaming coming out tomorrow. Ant-Man Revisited coming out Thursday. And a new podcast on Friday. So we hope to see you throughout the week. See you soon.
Damn, we were making some good points in that video. Hey guys, Aaron the Nerd Suit Monkey here. Before we end this video, I want to give a quick shout out to our Patreon supporters. What can I say about you guys that I haven't already said about myself? You are the most important part of the channel and the main reason we keep going strong. Like Beau says, you keep the lights on in the fridge so the fridge is full. Or something like that. So, from everyone here at Nerd Soup, I'd like to thank you guys for your continued support. If you're interested in joining the ranks of our patron supporters, head over to patreon.com/nerdsoup and check out the rewards we offer to our patrons. We recently dropped some new stickers for you guys to check out, or you could choose a tier that will allow you to select a movie, show, or video game for us to review. We've got a full slate of fan-suggested reviews coming your way, and we're really excited about the chance to review some of those movies and shows. We've also got t-shirts, mugs, behind-the-scenes videos showing how we bring our videos to life. And once again, thank you to all our Patreon pledgers who have been supporting us throughout the years. Without you, we wouldn't be able to convert all your pledges into cryptocurrency, so thank you from my future self for making us rich.